What's going on, Scott? Chris, good to see you. John Seats, good to see you, bud. Mike, evening, bud. How's everybody doing out there tonight? Doing good? Ricky, good to see you. It's a temporary setup. I tore everything out of the podcast room here, getting everything moved to the new building, and it's a wreck. No time. Work's going crazy right now, so trying to get it done in the evenings, and got it all tore out of here, redoing the other room, and so this is as good as it gets for the night. I'm telling you. Maybe the next two shows, because it's going crazy right now. Mike, it is hot, man. It's been smoking. I hear you, Scott. This 115 degree heat index is killing us. Working all day and then working on the new building. Man, the wife and I, God bless her, I'll tell you that. Holy cow. We've been hanging 5/8 drywall on the ceiling. This building only has one entrance door, service door, nothing else, no windows, no nothing, 150 degrees in there. So we've been going over in the evenings, which don't help because it's still hot, and hanging drywall on the ceilings, putting lap siding on. We've been doing it all, and it's just been killing us. In the meantime, running all over God's creation for the marketing side. So there's no time, no room. No, John, this is temporary here, bud. This is actually the same room as I normally do it at, but right there. But I tore it all out just because we're getting everything packed out of there, putting it in another room. It'll probably be a few weeks before that's ready. I hear you, Mike. It's dusty out there, man. I need some rain. We've been getting rain all around here except on the where I need it at. Killing me. We'll get ready to fire this thing up here in a minute. Don't want to keep you all night long. Chris, if you're still on here, just let me know your order's on its way, bud. I got that all entered for you, bud. It's pretty bad when I guess you call me the host of this show. I gotta look it up, see what I'm even talking about tonight. that's how behind I am right now. Early planning annuals. This is an easy one. That's real easy. Chris, no, I haven't put my fall plots in. It's so dry right now and so hot. I'm probably pushing closer to Labor Day now, unless we start getting some of these rains coming in. If I find time to do it. I did get down to spray them, though. Finally took off one night and went down and sprayed them. Got everything killed off I need killed off, but this heat and dry, I'm just going to let it go for a while. I may wait till Labor Day to get them in. Somewhere in that area. All right, let's kick this thing off, guys. Get it kicked off, get it over with. this ain't a lot to talk about here. Hope you guys got some questions, because this is a topic that's actually pretty simple here for the early planting annual. I guess I can turn that off now. All right, early planting annuals. If I'm going to do anything early, it's going to be clovers, alfalfas, no sweat, the game changer, Booner Buffet, trophy clovers, stuff like that. I'm not planting any kind of annuals, especially brassica related. The brassicas, a lot of people plant brassicas way, way too early. And in doing so, then plants mature out before a frost. They get stemmy. They stay starchy. They don't turn as sweet as they should when you want them to. So man, if you're planting anything brassica, especially like, the honey hole, lights out, fall, winter, spring, even the grade 8, even though the grade 8 has some good early season food in it, if you're wanting it more for the early season draw, mid-season draw, then yeah, get ready to start planting them that grade 8. Now, if you're looking into wanting a late season draw with the turnips and radishes in it in the fall, winter, spring, I would wait and plant it a little later. When I say plant it earlier, I'm talking now to about the 15th of August for most of us here in the Midwest. Now, you get into wanting to plant them for the more of a late draw food source with them brassicas and them cereal grains. I'm planting them closer to the 15th of the month of August to Labor Day, somewhere in there. But like I said, the grade 8 has a lot of early season, mid-season food that can be planted right now. But just let you know, if Mother Nature treats you wrong and gives you a pretty hard frost, or your frost late, then you're actually gonna hurt them late season food sources that are in that mix. So this kind of depends on what you want there. That's why I like planting separate. I love grade 8. Don't get me wrong. That is an awesome mix. I love it. But when it comes to having my all season draw, that's why I like using my clovers, my alfalfas, and then I also like using my brassica varieties. I can plant them at different times. Usually my clovers are already going because I'm a spring planting guy when it comes to clovers. I don't like planting my clovers and my alfalfa in the fall due to I want the most tonnage I can get out of them the first year. And if you plant them in the spring, you're going to get about 3 to 4 times more tonnage out of them. If you maintain them plots and Mother Nature treats you right, you're going to get 3 to 4 more times worth of food out of that clover and alfalfa than you would of a fall planting. So don't get me wrong, a fall planting of them, you're going to have less weed issue, less maintenance. If you're just wanting to get them established for the next year, fall planting is the way to go. But I like doing mine in the spring, maintain them through the summer. Hopefully Mother Nature gives me the rain, then I have a lot more tonnage of food that first year. So, kind of getting off the annuals here, I've had a lot of people ask me about the brassicas. And I don't know why I don't get this question a lot more earlier, as in the last 20 years, because the mix has always been the same. But a lot of people are kind of getting confused with the brassica that we put in our trophy clover mix. They think that's actually the chicory that's in it, which is not. That is in there for a nurse crop. And for the guys that are planting in the fall, it gives you the best of both worlds. It gives you a great all-season type food source with the clovers and an extra amount of late season food with the brassica variety that's in there, the trophy rape. Now, like when I plant mine in the spring, I'm mowing mine to kill off or spraying to kill off that brassica after it does its job. The clovers get up, because if you just let that brassica go, it's going to get stemmy and rot, and it's not going to be any good by the time hunting season comes along. But as in a fall planting, man, them big brassica plants are an awesome draw late season. So again, you're looking at when should I plant it? If you're wanting that late season draw with them brassicas in that trophy clover and you're going to do a fall planting, wait till about the mid part of August here in the Midwest to plant that, because you don't want them planted. It's just like a radish, just like a turnip. That brassica variety, you do not want it maturing out prior to a frost. Plant that a little bit later, all the way up into Labor Day. Then you have that big brassica. Yeah, you won't have as much protein in with the clovers, but you're going to have all that energy food for the late season draw. So just kind of play around there with what you're wanting it for. If you're wanting it for a nurse crop, or if you're wanting it for a nurse crop and a fall forage, then make sure you plant a little later. Give it about another 15 days or so, even a month, than what you normally would August 1st planting. See what we got here before I start rambling on some more, guys. Jeffrey taught me you can't believe on how many weeds come up. Man, they will explode, especially if you work that soil. You work that soil, the weeds are going to go crazy. Chris, you're right. Nebraska's for sure mature too much and get tough. They get real tough, and the deer just do not like eating them. Will the deer eat them? The tough plants, the mature plants, they eat on them when they're hungry enough. It's just like eating clover that's flowered out. It's getting stemmy, lowest protein rate, but the deer will eat it, but they're not getting out of what they need. Same way with the Nebraska plots. They're not going to touch them as well with them being stemmy than if they were lush. John's on here asking if he can overseed my Overzena's red zone. Red zone is one of my favorite things to overseed in. Now, with me, I overseed with honey hole. That's all I overseed with in the red zone. Now, there's two ways you got to look at it. If your red zone is pretty much a weed-free plot, you got good exposed soil, that seed can get to that soil, perfect to overseed in. If it's overgrown in grass and weeds and everything like that in between it, you'll lose a lot of germination by trying to overseed into it. So as long as you can get that seed on the soil, broadcast it in by hand right before it rains, so it'll wash it down in that soil, it works very well. Mike's asking me about the southern greens. I really can't say what we're changing in the southern greens. Again, it's kind of like southern greens on steroids. It's going to be pretty. It's going to be a good mix. It's going to be a real good mix. Different name, the whole 9 yards. And when it comes out, I'll announce it, letting people know what mix it used to be and what it is now. But I will tell you that there is a very good chance for January of 26 of a new seed blend coming out, and all new seed blend that I'm getting ready to get a bunch of product, just getting ready to start doing some testing on it this year. A couple different varieties, see which one I like the best, and we'll go from there. But how I can really put this. If anybody likes honey hole, they're going to love this variety. This, I didn't think anything could give honey hole a run for its money, but the proof would be in the testing. So let me test it first. But I think this one here can give honey hole a run for its money. It's going to be very good. Chris, you love the big boy tubs. Yeah, I don't know if a lot of you seen it out there or not, but we got the great big tubs now that, we have our 20-pound blocks, our 33-pound blocks. Now we got the big boy tub. So as of right now, it's not on the website because we're trying to figure out the shipping part of it on making it shipper friendly to the customer. Number one, it's big and heavy. Number two, it's very expensive to ship. So we're working on right now. We got some dealers around testing the waters. They're doing unbelievable. But again, it has to be truck freight, and that's where the money comes in, and that's what's killing us. So we're trying to work around something there to make it more shipper friendly to our customers before we can try to put it on our website. Make sure I'm not missing somebody here. All right. But back to the early season annuals. You know, again, just do like I say when it comes to what you're looking out of the mix, especially a mix that offers all like grade 8. What you're really wanting out of that. If you look at our no sweat, which is our minimum till mix, you can put that one in early fall, late fall, doesn't matter. Game changer clover, that's another good one. Even though it is a perennial, that is a very good mix that you can plant in the fall of the year, especially on logging roads, ATV trails, back in the woods, shaded type areas. It does not have to be a spring planting. You can get it planted for a fall planting. Just to let you know, with these forage clovers and the root systems that they develop, you're not going to have as much tonnage there of food the first year, but you're actually establishing that in for the second year. Yes, you will have food, but nothing like you're going to have the second, third, fourth, and fifth year. So, but good time to get it established. Now, you look at a mix like Slam Dunk. Slam Dunk is another one. Even though it has the radish, you don't want to plant it too early. But I've had very good success here in Central Illinois, East Central Illinois, of planting the red zone between the 1st and the 15th of August. With how our weather is now, our frosts are coming in a lot later. So I'm starting to step that back more towards the 15th of August the last couple of years, just because we're not getting them early frosts. Now this year we might get one in October. You never know. But I'd rather be safe than sorry. Am I still going to get a lot of tonnage of food? Absolutely. Them 15 days aren't going to hurt nothing. But it could help you in the long run. So, but again, anything that has brassicas in it, you really want to step back. Look at the Lights Out. Lights Out is an oat turnip variety that I won't plant it until Labor Day, just because I don't want the oats or the turnips maturing out before a frost. So oats are awesome until they head out. And when they head out, you just want to mow them down because the deer aren't going to eat them. So don't plant them any earlier than you have to. If I had anything to pick from for a late planting, as in September to October, it's either Lights Out or fall, winter, spring. Now, I had a lot of people think planting honey hole. You can plant honey hole late, you ain't going to get nothing. You know, I've told this a million times on here, and people still have a hard time believing me. You know, a few years back, I planted honey hole, and right before rain is supposed to come in, the 15th of August, nothing showed up. Never got a 1/10 of an inch of rain until the 3rd day of October. I was sitting in a tree stand when it started raining. Within 2 weeks, that honey hole was 6 inches tall. It ended up getting about 12 inches tall before the first frost hit. No turnips, but had all them greens. So at least it has something. So getting that even planted late, you can still have the greens off of it. You might not have the bulbs, but you can still have the greens. And that's a lot of high energy food source for them deer to get through the winter. Scott's asking, he's planning on using Slam Dunk in his plot for the fall. Could I also mix some winter wheat? Absolutely, bud. Yeah, you can mix some in. Again, watch your overseeding. Don't overseed too heavy with it. Don't starve them plants for nutrition. But yeah, you can mix some in there, bud. I'm thinking of fall, winter, spring plot. Oh, hold on, man. Thinking of a full Slam Dunk plot. Put him around Labor Day. Again, as you know, I got some sandy soil. Man, that Slam Dunk loves sandy soil. Yeah, that Slam Dunk loves that sandy soil. Fall, winter, spring likes the sandy soil as well. So Slam Dunk and fall, winter, spring really like that. Then you get down to the no-till type mixes, the no sweat and the game changer clover. Very good for that sandier soil. Radishes really like that sandy, rockier type terrain. They grow a lot better, where a turnip doesn't as much. You know, I know we're talking about picking the right annual to plant, when to plant it, how to plant it. One thing, again, I can't stress enough, is feeding that plant. Give it the proper fertilizer. Most of these annuals you're going to be planting or nitrogen lovers. Hit them with that triple 13, triple 19, get it up there. I mean, I won't plant one unless I drop about 250 pounds per acre of triple 19 on it. That's just me. That's how I get the best tonnage out of them mixes, is about 250 pounds per acre. So if you're going to take the time, work in the soil, testing your soil, work in the soil, make sure you put the proper amount of fertilizer on. That is going to be another make or break on that plot. There's no reason to get 3 tons of forage per acre when you can add a little bit more fertilizer and triple that amount. So the Jolt fertilizer, again, you can't beat it for these annuals. I mean, that Jolt works out perfect for the Barricade or any of the annual mixes. You just can't beat that mix or that Jolt. Works out very well. Jolt is one that I try. Everybody wants to overdo the mixing rate, and I get calls all the time. Clover fuel, I will double dose them in a hurry. The Jolt, I won't. Just because it is nitrogen based, I don't want to take a chance of burning that plant. You're not going to burn it with the bot if you use a recommended rate. But if you're not getting the moisture you need to be getting, and you start doubling up on that Jolt, you can burn the plant pretty easy. So try to stay away from doubling up on the Jolt. You want to double up on anything, the Plot Max and the Clover fuel is great to double up on. I always double up on my Clover fuel. Sure, I'm not missing somebody here, guys. I know you guys probably got better things to do than sitting here and listen to me ramble on. I don't want to get off here too early because the wife's out mowing right now. I don't have to get stuck mowing. I already took a shower and all. I'm good to go. So I'm just going to let her put the mower up. So no, let's I know most of you guys that are on here. I've known you for a while. I know what a lot of you plant, which is something I kind of look forward to, seeing you guys on here, kind of knowing your story, knowing the history on what you do and things you do different. But if anybody was to walk in here today and ask me, for the ones of you who don't know, that would ask me, what are you going to plant to get the best nutritional value out of the deer? You want the best nutritional value for them deer. Number one, now I'm talking about good sunny areas, good soil. I need at least 5 hours of sun a day. I'm going to be planting the trophy clover. That's going to be my go-to 12-month food source right there. That's going to give them deer all the protein they need when they need it. For my fall plots, I'm going to be planting the honey hole. The honey hole, by far, is going to give you the most tonnage and the highest energy food source of anything you're going to find. Both of them need a good sun. The trophy clover definitely needs a good soil. The better the soil you can give the honey hole, the more tonnage you're going to give them plants, the sweeter them plants are going to turn. But if I had to walk into our warehouse right now and pick anything I wanted to plant, it'd be them two right there. So you have to give them deer the protein when they need it. You have to give them deer the energy they need just to fatten them back up so they can give you 100% the next year. A white-tailed deer cannot give you 100% unless he is 100% going into it. High energy food is the only thing that's going to give that to him, and that's where the honey hole comes in. That's why it was invented. That's why it's our #1 selling mix right now, 36 years later. So you can't beat, well, actually, I lied to you, 34 years later. So it was a few years after the company opened. But you cannot beat that mixture right there. Don't mix them together. Plant them separate. I'm not a fan of mixing my brassicas with my clovers because the brassicas will kill out the clovers. One is a nitrogen lover, one doesn't need it. Plant them separate. And the good thing about doing something like that, you're only planting brassicas a maximum of 3 years in a row in the same spot. They will destroy the soil. They can cause a disease to get into your soil that will ruin your soil. So you need to rotate them. I only do it every 2 years. I don't wait that third. Every 2 years, I rotate from my high energy, which I'm just going to say my honey hole, to my trophy clover. I'll flip flop them every 2 years on my kill plots because most of my kill plots are clover except for what I'm using with the honey hole. And then in the springtime of the year, where them annuals are at, I overseed right into them with clover. Let clover take off. That clover is going to sit there and grow and feed the soil, and it's going to feed the deer at the same time. Fall comes along, I work it right back under. So is this a rotation that I do? I do not wait 3 years anymore because you can see a big difference from year number 2 to year number 3 by planting it. And I do not want to cause any of that. I don't want any diseases getting in the soil, and it can get really, really buggy. So make sure you rotate them mixes. And if you're lucky enough to have at least 2 spots, make that rotation and have a high protein in one, high energy in the other one. The thing that kills me the most is seeing somebody kill off a clover plot in the fall to have more room to plant more annuals. Now, if you only have small plots and you can't plant enough annuals in one, the deer wipe them out, no problem. Get rid of the clover and do it. But if your plots are big, if you got a couple acres of annuals on your farm, don't go kill that clover plot that's an acre. Don't kill it off to plant an extra acre annuals unless you got a game farm there that is just wiping them all out. Give them that protein. I kill 99% of all my deer off of a kill plot, which is actually clover. They all seem to hit that clover. Now, there's certain times of year you get that nasty bad weather, they're in them annuals, but I kill most of my deer off the clover or the southern green plot. They love that southern greens too. So, but it's just how I do it. But always give them a variety. When I go into a store, I want a variety. Just like going up to a buffet, depends on what I want that night. So you got to give them what they want to keep them and hold them on the property. If you don't have it and your neighbor does, you're not going to see the deer as much as you want. All right, guys, got any questions on here for me? I'm just rambling along. I'm not even on topic anymore. I'm just rambling. Mike's talking about he did some plots for the family, slam dunk, southern greens, and fall, winter, spring. Know it was early, but haven't had much rain at all. Am I still okay? Yay and nay. Yeah, you'll probably be okay, Michael, with not having much rain. If you're not getting hardly any germination right now, then plants are laying there, them seeds are laying there dormant. That'd be your best friend right now. Best thing ever happened to you if them plants are laying there dormant. But the fall, winter, spring, you got a lot of mid and early and mid-season draw in there. The southern greens, a lot of mid and early season draw. And the same with the slam dunk. So you're going to have some good food there no matter what. Yeah. If all of a sudden they take off and you get an early frost, you might hurt some of your late season food. But we're almost, what are we? Almost October 1st or August 1st now. So you're getting close. This depends on what Mother Nature is going to throw you her way coming up in the next probably 15 days or so. But you'll still have a lot of food there with the early and mid season, which we're going to eat in the late season too. But that late season plants, slam dunk with the radish, southern greens, with the turnip in it, fall, winter, spring, you got a radish in it. So I'd say you're probably going to be all right if you haven't had much rain or anything like that and the plants aren't going crazy. You can't believe the people that call me that have had honey hole planted for a month and a half in the Midwest. And they're the same ones that have called me back in the fall and the later in the year during deer season and tell me the deer are walking right through the plots. That's the reason why. Most people look at it, they want They want a turnip that big around. I want one that big around. If it's bigger than the baseball, I got to get upset. The bigger them turnips are, the harder it is for them deer to eat them. And a lot of people think I'm just going to plant early because I plant early and I get some rain. I don't have the biggest turnips you ever seen out there. Then you get then the plants mature out 3 weeks to a month later. You finally get your frost and it's too late. They're stemmy, they're starchy. The deer just won't hardly touch them. And that is if the pH of the soil is up. If the pH of the soil ain't up close to that neutral area, then plants aren't going to turn sweet anyway. So planting them at the recommended time is the best thing to do. All right, guys, got any other questions? We're pretty much finished with this one. This was an easy one this week. I'm here to answer some questions. I want to look and see. And I'll tell you what, too, guys, I know it's off the topic, but right now is prime time to get the mineral stations refreshed. Here's what I was looking for. This is my favorite friend right here for fall food plots. If I'm spraying Jolt, if I'm spraying a grass herbicide in my honey hole because I got a grass issue, like Fletidem, I'm mixing this insect killer in. It has helped me out so much with the bugs and the armyworms. Very cheap. Buy it at Menards, buy it at Walmart. Doesn't take very much. Mix it right in with your other stuff or spray it on its own. Just kind of a little trick of the trade that I found after a fall of getting armyworms here a few years back and completely wiping a honey hole halfway out. That plot was halfway gone overnight. They literally took it to the ground from about 12 inches tall to the ground, half the plot. You can see you could have drew a line across there where they stopped on the ground. And the worms were everywhere. And ever since then, I will go out and spray it. I'll do every month. I'll go out and spray it, even if I'm spraying Jolt or not. I will spray it every month on my big leaf plants, just to help with the beetles, the worms, and all that. Works out so well and very, very inexpensive. That bottle right there is like $7, and it'll last me all fall long. So. You're welcome, Mike. Well, guys, you don't have much on here. We can get off here and let you get back to what you're doing. You got any more questions, throw them my way. That was a pretty easy topic tonight. I'll tell you what, I can't wait till next year to throw up this new mix we're working on right now. The best always come the ones that wait. A lot of companies out there throw stuff your guys' way every year, 4, 5, 6 things a year. But when you start working on something for about 4 years to get it just right, it's kind of time to brag on it. So we'll see how the testing goes in the field. I already know how it goes not in the field. I know how the germination rate is, everything like that through a lab, but in the field is going to be good. So I'm going to be testing it. My best friend's going to be testing it for me. We're going to try some different areas and just see what goes on. And sorry for the teasers. I know I can't say much about it, but I like teasing people about it. I'll have every pro staffer texting me tonight wanting to know about it, and I ain't going to say a word because I can't. Actually, there's one texting me right now. What's he saying? That's Jeff Johnson. Huh. I got 3 pro staffers saying they can't get on the Turnin Dirt show tonight. Said there's no link to even click onto. I don't know what's going on there. You guys are on here. Somehow you guys got on. I don't know what they're doing. Well, guys, we'll jump off here and think of some questions for here in a couple of weeks. We'll work on it. John, tell the girls I said hi. Can't wait to see them. But we'll jump on here in a couple of weeks, throw some questions my way, and we'll get after them. It'll be a pretty good show in a couple of weeks. So I'll talk to you guys later. You guys have a good night. Stay cool out there, and we'll talk soon.